Well, today is Earth Day, and we are celebrating by creating a very easy to make notebook, journal, or sketchbook made from recycled materials. If you're like us, we do a lot of different drawings or paintings, but not every piece turns out to be a masterpiece. So I'm going to show you how to turn those, how to recycle those old artworks into a journal. Hi, I'm Jamie, owner and creator of Handmade Kids Art, where I focus on STEAM activities for preschoolers and creative drawing ideas for kids. And today, in honor of Earth Day, I'm going to share with you how you can turn some of those old artwork into a journal. And this is a real simple technique and doesn't take very long or use very many materials. So I'm going to move the camera right now so you can see what materials we do have to get started. All right, there we go. So today I'm going to show you how to create your own sketchbook, notebook, journal. There's lots of different ways you can use this. And to get started, you're going to need a straw, hole punch, rubber bands. Pen is optional, but I'll show you why I have the pen in just a minute. And an old piece of artwork. This is an extra print from one of our printmaking activities from our Windy Day printmaking that you can look up on our blog, handmadekidsart.com. And I'll put all the links that I refer to in our show notes that you can always access that at handmadekidsart.com/live, L-I-V-E. And then in my example that I've already made, we actually used blank paper on the inside, but since today is Earth Day, we're going to take it a step further, and I have collected some what we would call oops drawings. These are just drawings from my kids that aren't ones that they wanted to save or frame or hang up. So sometimes we save them so that we can reuse them in a new way. So I'm going to reuse our drawings here. Now it's real easy to get started. We're going to start with our cover, and you're simply going to fold your paper in half. Then these are going to be the inside pages to the notebook, and I've already gone ahead and folded them in half, and then you want to stack them inside of each other. So if you're a bookmaker, it's called a signature when you make a little packet like this. And then, so here's the inside of my notebook. I'm going to put that inside the cover just to make sure it fits. So everything's the same size paper, which makes it really easy. Now, if you want to make a mini size, you could simply cut everything in half, and then you would end up there. That's a quick way to make two notebooks. So if you're doing in the classroom, perhaps you want the students to cut them in half so then they have two, can share with a partner. Now, to go ahead and make the book, I'm going to take the inside out. I'm going to start with the cover, and I'm going to make two holes along the folded edge. So we're on the folded edge, and my straw, it fell to the floor, but here it is. Now, I'll show you why I'm using a straw in just a minute, but you could also use a craft stick. That would work as well if you don't have a straw. And you just want to make sure that when you punch a hole, you want to do one towards the bottom of the straw, and then one towards the top. You want to make sure you don't punch outside of where the straw is though. So that's where, and if you're doing this with the students, you could just have them mark with pencil and then hole punch, because it may be a little difficult if you're trying to hold both. Now, to line up the inside pages, I'm going to insert them in, and let me make sure we can see. And then where the hole lines up, I'm going to mark with my pen. So this is an easy way to get the papers to line up, because sometimes students can't punch through all the layers. So now I can just line up and punch through these layers and make it a little bit easier. Now I slide everything back together, line it up, and I'm going to place my straw. Now here's where the rubber band comes in. Well, actually, before I put my straw down, I'm going to take one rubber band, stick it up, and let me make sure I get this on the camera part. All right, I slide my straw through the rubber band, and now on the back side, I'm going to stretch the rubber band around and push it through the other hole. And I'm left-handed, so I just realized you probably can't see the way I'm doing it. So I now have the rubber band stretched through the opposite hole, and I slide the straw through that end. And this is your binding. And it will hold the book together. You can even fold back the cover and create your book this way. Now let me explain why I like to use a straw, because we discovered this little trick. If you're working with mechanical pencils or pens that have a cap with the little hook on them, it slides right into the straw. So if you're going outside on a nature hike or drawing outside, you can actually hook your pen or marker or anything with the little cap right into the straw. And we'll get a close-up of that. And so that has worked really well as a place when you just quickly go outside to make notes. Now, as I said, you can use blank paper on the inside, but in honor of Earth Day, we have recycled some other drawings. And sometimes it's fun to just go back in now and change the pattern into a new drawing. So it's almost like a creative drawing prompt all ready to go in your journal. Another way, just to use your notebook as a STEAM activity, this is one we recently did on our blog. It's to incorporate a little math with drawing. Simply roll a dice, and it doesn't have to be a big one like this, but you can find these at the dollar store, which are real fun. And so you can roll it, see how many dots land, and then just using office dots or like garage sale dot stickers, you can then count with your child and put the same coordinating number. So you're working on one-to-one number correspondence there. If I rolled a 4, then I add my 4 dots on, and then use your marker, pen, whatever drawing material you want to then incorporate the dots into a drawing. So what can you add to make it into a drawing? So that's one way that you can use your Earth Day recycled notebook. Okay, I'm going to move the camera back so you can see me. This was just a real quick impromptu activity we're sharing with you today in honor of Earth Day. I will go ahead and add the links to the end of this video when I'm done broadcasting live. And if you have any comments about the steps I just showed, go ahead and add them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe or click notifications, I think it's right up here, so that you can get notified for our next activity. Thanks for watching.